Everybody, and welcome to the Absolute Football Podcast, Absolutely Lower League, the show dedicated to all things EFL Championship, League One, League Two, and the National League. And I got through the introduction. Way! I did it. Third time lucky. But of course,
did ya? I only saw the last bit with the coats on.
I wasn't even, I've got to be honest, I wasn't even looking. I was too busy laughing for when it started. I could hear Charlotte coughing in the background.
But yeah, I got through the introduction. I did get through the introduction. Before we start talking some football, though, I am going to introduce you to our lovely team. And we have got some birthday messages. I do have a bad chest, but I am going to sing happy birthday. I've been told I'm the resident Absolute Football Podcast happy birthday singer. So, right. Anne, how are you? And how's your week been?
Well, football aside, all right.
We're going to get you to sing happy birthday, don't worry.
I thought you were there. I didn't realise that. Yeah, apart from football, I mean, Friday was all right. And then Monday was not all right. And now, yeah, I'm all right. I'm good.
Good to hear. Nick, how are you and how's your week been?
Yeah, mixed week. Mixed week football-wise, mixed week with other stuff going on. But, yeah, all good. Happy to be on, so looking forward to it.
Good stuff. And how's your week been?
What's just happened?
Charles froze.
Oh.
Am I freezing? I think it's... Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It's my internet because it's really downpouring at the minute. But Claire, how are you and how's your week been?
I'm okay, thank you. Obviously, football has been belting, and yeah, stuff is all right. And I have just got a quick question, if that's okay.
Oh,
don't
go.
You dare.
Claire, literally, you've got two people here who literally don't want to talk about football, but are on here for contract obligations.
Let's be fair. Like, for you then, you just have to live vicariously through people who are enjoying football.
Yeah, go
and
on.
Tell me who is top of League Two. I didn't think I'd be saying that again.
6 points. 6 points you need.
I think you're up, by the way. One of Anne's predictions.
I'll be on it crying.
I think it's done. I do. Yeah.
And of course,
it hasn't made me feel any better, but yeah.
I'm glad to see the back of them.
Is my internet working all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It is
There
now.
we go.
Well, that's fine. I'm proper paranoid now because it kept freezing.
Listen, other than your cough, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. Football was very entertaining on Monday. I'm losing my days now because obviously it's been Easter, but on Monday, very entertaining. I will get to that though later. But yeah, I'm really, really good, thank you. And of course, it's not just us. There's a lot of people in the chat already. Chris has put, good evening all. Spennymoor had decent Easter games with the loss to South Shields away, but then beating Farsley at home to keep us in the playoff contention. Hashtag I want it lower. Tag Josh in it. You have to tag Josh in it. Otherwise, he will not let us do it. Even though I think he's already kind of agreed, but let's hound him. Let's hound him with the notifications. Mr. Luke, all right, everyone, let's not skip this week's National League fixtures. Or I'm sorry to tell you, I've not done the slide for Friday because obviously you beat us, so I've not done the slide, sorry. I'm joking. I'm joking. Well-deserved win as well because we were truly awful and didn't show up. So I will hold my hands up now and say, yeah, well-deserved. Johnny, hey all. We have got as well Paul, Hartlepool fan, evening to you. We have got as well. You did the intro. Get in. I think it's you, Kieran. I think you put me off. That's why I couldn't do it. So I'm blaming you. Naughty Norman.
The problem was a Norman.
Is he from Jamaica, like? What's that?
We have got another Chris as well. Good morning from Queenstown, New Zealand. Happy Ipswich fan here. We will get on to that as well. Please, as well, if there is anybody new in the chat, we do love hearing about your teams. And if you've got any match analysis about the games as well, please write it and we will read them out. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to keep up with everyone. Simon, evening gang. No need to talk about Monday's championship games.
Totally agree, Simon. Totally agree. We'll miss
Sam, evening super team United 2-0 down, so screw it. I'm going to eat this whole Easter egg. It's because they're not playing Mason Mount. We've got Sean the Sheep as well. Hi, guys. Hope you're all well. Friday was meh, but Monday was a lot better. Love it. Paul has put Dave Challoner, made in Hartlepool. You're welcome.
He wasn't though, was he? Go back to like Colin Bay and Files.
We've got Jen. We've got Danny. Evening to everybody. Simon as well, just watching the United game before this, and I reckon we'll be in the FA Cup final, looking at how poor they are. Don't speak too soon, no. Don't speak too soon.
It's their only hope of silverware.
I know. Danny as well, up the Rovers. They obviously did Clare a favour. Is that beating Wrexham, which we will get on to.
That's probably why Aled's gone ground hopping instead of coming on the pod tonight.
I think so. But of course, as I mentioned, I'll get it out of the way now. I am the resident happy birthday singer, apparently. That is my job on this podcast. So I don't know if anybody knows, but it's Freya, our lovely Absolutely WSL and the Women's Championship. It is her birthday today, and it was Graham's as well, not that long ago. So I don't know if you want to join in, guys. You don't have to, but happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Freya and Graham and Aunt's cousin. Happy birthday to you. No wonder I've got a sore throat.
Hip, hip.
Hooray!
But yeah, I hope you've all had a
Happy
lovely
birthday.
day. And anybody else who is celebrating who we don't know of, happy birthday. That one was for you. But of course, we do have to talk football, and we have a lot of football to get through.
Really?
You don't have to talk about Sunderland. You don't have to talk about Sunderland, just any other game if you like.
Christ.
You
just
can cover
ignore
National
Monday.
League.
Just say we don't like Mondays.
Yeah, I like the Boomtown Rats.
Yeah.
Tranmere Rovers show as well has put, right, Kieran must feel my pain. Newport lost to Crawley 4-0 at Rodney Parade. It's not all that bad, Ben Ann.
Nah. To be fair, me, Nick and Kieran were all having a competition of whose team was the most shit on Monday, and then we won. So there you are.
To be fair as well, we were actually in that mix until Devante Rodney got that. But I will not tell everyone what I put in a group chat as well, because that was quite embarrassing.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that at all.
We will leave that one for the group chat.
Yeah, obviously, just about to get 20 questions about it now that you've brought it up.
Some things are best. What happens in the group chat stays in the group chat, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially that.
Especially that.
Mr. Luke, I don't like Easter Mondays as well for another reason I want to rant about. You have your rant. Whoever wants to rant, it's like free therapy in here. You have your rant. But we will talk some football. Do you know what, Anne? I'm not gonna start with you. I'm not gonna start with you first. Uncle Nick, is there any standout results for you on this slide?
I guess Leicester City's problems with losing it down in Bristol. That's obviously a bad result for them. Plymouth, I've got some info on Plymouth. I'll touch on in a minute. Another defeat for them. So they've not had a great time at the moment. And I guess Leeds dropping a couple of points, is that good or bad? Probably away draw at Watford's not too bad. But the way they've been going, I guess they would have expected to win. Certainly the way they're playing in the football they play is, full throttle. It's whether you like Leeds or not, they are quite good to watch. I'll give them that. It is you certainly get those go into the game, certainly get their money's worth. So that would be the standout results for me.
Yeah, I completely agree with them ones. Claire?
Bristol, obviously, is a great result. Saying that, I know that Leicester's form's not that good. But yeah, that Stoke, that's obviously a really good win, pulling them away from the relegation, innit?
Yeah, definitely.
And of course, I've got to say it. Go on the Ipswich. Go on the Ipswich.
They're smashing it at the minute. They're getting some luck as well, aren't they, their way at the minute, Ipswich? But yeah.
I don't think it's luck. I don't think it's luck. I think it's just they've been doing it all season. You know, they've been the amount of, you look how many goals they've got, 90+ minutes. I think it's like 7 or 8. I think they said on the telly on Saturday. That's not luck. You make it, plus as well with that, you make your own luck as well. And now we've been having this debate all season. They'll not go up. They've done unbelievable. They've done unbelievable. All right, Luke, Jesus Christ. But they've done no matter what happens. Top of the league. No matter what happens from now until the end of the season, they've been magnificent. Yeah, but they've got a very, very difficult game on at the weekend because it's the derby. And Leicester and Leeds have got Leicester and Leeds have got 2, because it's double game week next week, and Leeds have got us next Tuesday, so there's 3 points for them straight away. But Leicester and Leeds have got winnable games at the weekend. So, but they've been class. They've been absolutely class.
Do you think it would be too soon if Ipswich did get promoted? Obviously, they've come up from League One last season into the Championship, and they've been fantastic. But that next step, should really you build a bit and consolidate before taking that massive step into the Prem?
You're probably looking at, like, it's the Luton Bar 2 as well, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Like, it is. I don't mean to be horrible to Ipswich fans, and I really don't, because I think you're a wonderful football club. I really do. But you're looking at, you see the other two teams go up. See if Leeds go up, and just out of argument's sake, Leicester go up and play. I said that. Jesus, Paul. Jesus Christ. Christ almighty, 7-1. Anyway, like, see if Leeds go up and Leicester go up. I know Leicester will have the points deduction and everything like that to contend with, but they're going to have a little bit more clout in players that they can sign with money this, that, and the other. But you look at the football Leicester, Ipswich player, and you kind of tell me what young player who wants, to get into a team in the Premier League, looking at that football where they're just literally gung-ho, is class. The one thing I would say about Ipswich next season is how many goals they've conceded this season. And then, because you have to change. Look what Burnley have done. Burnley have tried to do exactly the same as what they did last year, and they're going to get relegated. So, we'll see. But I don't think they're bothered, mate. I don't think they're bothered yet. You worry about that the last day before the season starts, don't you? Oh, we're going to be all right. You know what I mean?
The thing is with Ipswich as well, though, is like winning breeds winning, and that mentality is something that they've brought from League One into the Championship, and they've strengthened in the places that they've needed to strengthen. So if they strengthened again, then there's nothing to stop them consolidating in the Prem.
But we'd have said that about Burnley last season, wouldn't we?
No.
Yes.
Yes, we would. It's not being argumentative.
Yeah. No, because I don't like Burnley.
The problem is, though, and we've said it on this podcast time and time again, you look at the teams in the bottom 3 now in the Premier League are the 3 that got promoted last year, and I think them 3 will go down. You look at the top 4 of this league now, and Ipswich are the ones who are the only ones who didn't get relegated last season. So you got Southampton, Leeds, Leicester, and then Ipswich are booking the trend. You know what I mean? So the teams that are going up are coming back down. The teams that are coming down are going back up, and it's difficult to find that balance because the money in the Premier League is just so much more than what we're getting in the Championship, and they still can't agree on giving the money this, that, and the other. So it is difficult for them. But I don't think they'll care. I don't think they'll care until, whatever the Premier League
I'm sure they won't.
That's if they go up, obviously. Because, Spenny fan Chris has made a great point. Leicester have still got a game in hand.
Yeah, they have.
So, yes, it's at home to Southampton. It's a difficult game. But if they win that, they're back top of the league.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think, going into, we've got 6 games left. I don't think Leeds... I think Leeds will go up. And it's Leeds and 1 more for me. And Leeds are currently 3rd. So just looking at the games teams have got left, I think it would be Leeds. But we'll see. We'll see.
Does anybody agree with this comment as well from Mr. Luke? He's put promotion or bust for Ipswich.
It is for them and it is for Hull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bust?
No, I don't agree with that.
No, so basically, he's made a really good point there.
It's Ipswich the money, isn't it?
A lot of money into it this season, a lot of money, as have Hull. Hull are operating at an £800,000 a week loss.
Maybe for Hull, but I don't think with Ipswich.
They've put a hell of a lot of money into it. They're paying
I know that, but I think they've still got a lot of money.
Yeah, possibly, but they're paying Premier League wages to players at the minute.
Yeah,
and
I know.
A lot of teams aren't, so that's fair enough. You know what I mean?
They got a significant amount of money from Ed Sheeran, didn't they? And let's be honest, Ed Sheeran's never letting his team go bust, and he's probably one of the richest people about.
Just going back to form guide, I was looking at the form of some of the teams in there. In Plymouth, in their last 9 games, they've scored 2 goals and conceded 15. They've lost 8 and drawn 1, which is, to be honest, quite surprising.
You're past it next season, then Uncle Nick.
Could well be. Yeah, I mean, that is just a terrible run.
Yeah.
Even with their home form, I thought they would have done better than that because usually Plymouth is quite a hard place. And I think it just shows the difference between the leagues. Whenever you step up a league, the gaps just seem to be getting bigger in between, the League 2 and League 1 and so forth. So it's interesting to see how teams manage when they go up.
Yeah, definitely. There's a comment here for you, Claire.
Oh, he is a phenomenal footballer. Oh my God. It's one of the best I've seen at League 2. And everyone who saw him was he is classes above the rest of his team when he was at Wimbledon. And it was kind of one of them because he hadn't been there that long, but he'd kind of found where he was happy. So for him, it was a big decision to move on. And backing yourself when you've had a little bit of time at a club and done well is pretty massive. So for him to back himself to step up 2 divisions, and he's made the move okay. Granted, it's not starting every week, but for him to even be in contention to start 50% of the time after having just moved from League 2, that's a massive jump in quality. And I back him to go and have a fantastic season for him next season. It's out of this world. Honestly, it's so good.
Do you think I haven't seen him play? I only watched him on Monday, and for what I saw, I really thought he was the bee's knees. To be fair, you couldn't tell he'd only had a handful of championship games. But it's the question, wasn't the age old question? If they go up, can he handle? Because it's another huge step, isn't it, from the championship to Premier League?
I'd like to think that Ipswich, at the point that they got him, were doing very, very well. And the chances at that point are Ipswich, we might go up this season. So they must be backing themselves to be up there and sign people they think can grow with the club. So I think obviously you can't say you can't say no, but I think he'd do an all right job, you know.
Yeah, I think as well, looking at the fact, obviously they've announced the managers of the season, haven't they? Candidates, and if Kieran McKenna doesn't win, that was something badly
He's
wrong.
got to win it. He's got to win it.
Yeah, totally agree. Sorry, I was talking there while Charlotte was having a drink.
I know,
Do
sorry.
apologise. There we go.
Sorry, you stopped then. I was like, oh, quick. Just some live updates as well. Apparently, Manchester United have pulled a goal back, and Sheffield United have got a goal against Liverpool straight after Johnny said they're terrible.
They are terrible, though.
Johnny.
A goal don't make them less terrible. It just means that they can
It is
score
against
their goals.
Liverpool, though, so it makes the title race a bit more interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. And before we talk about Sunderland, any standout results for you or any other games that you want to talk about?
Results? Yeah, standout result and a standout goal. QPR 2, Birmingham 1. So it was 1-1 going into the final couple of minutes of added on time. And Jimmy Dunn, the centre-half, ex-Burnley man, ex-Sunderland man as well. We had him on loan. United's equalised, by the way. Anyway, Jimmy Dunn on the volley. Yeah, Bruno. Jimmy Dunn on the volley, chipped over a defender, volleyed right at the top of the net, bang. You know what I mean? It was absolute world class.
When people say Bruno, I just get a picture of a dog's face in my head.
Same, yeah.
Bruno Fernandes.
Jimmy Dunn and QPR for me. There, Charlotte.
Yeah.
It was a good goal, that.
It was an absolute howitzer, wasn't it? Absolute smacker. Love it.
Yeah, I kind of agree in a way as well with that.
No, it's like it's what we've been saying the last couple of weeks, aren't we? Though the team's in form and the team's in form. The surprise result there now is obviously Bristol City beating Leicester and us beating Cardiff. They're probably on form, are the two you probably expect. I was expecting Sunderland to get beat, but Bristol City beating Leicester's the big one. And then really looking at that, you're looking at maybe us away from home, the form that we're on, the form that Cardiff were on going into the game. Everything else, but we've said this, probably Stoke beating Hull. That's a massive result, both ends of the table. So that's probably Hull out the playoffs. And it's definitely, I would say that's probably Stoke safe now. But everything else, it's because the form teams are all playing well. The top 6 are all playing well. The likes of Coventry, who are biting at the playoff contenders' heels, they're really playing well as well. I know that they lost on Monday, but they've been in massive form. So there's nothing there. I agree with that. There's nothing there that's going to go, oh, hang on.
Oh, fuck off.
What?
Why are you agreeing with that?
What's the matter?
No, he's agreeing with the comment Tranmere Rovers podcast made. Not with him. I think this was what Claire thought you were agreeing with, Anne.
I take it back and just tell him to do that instead.
We have got as well. Hi guys, how are you? You all right as well, Anne?
I'm fine. You all right, Darren?
How are done?
I think it's how are you doing, I think. But, I'm all right, Darren. Darren's an all right lad, to be fair to him.
Do you want to talk about Sunderland, Dan? Because there's a few people in here now.
Well, I might as well. I mean, it's been a long time since I've said it. I'm just gutted there was a double game week, so I would have been over the moon coming onto this, you know what I mean? Because it was actually played really well for once. Looked as if we'd needed the break. Obviously, was it international break? Wasn't it? International break just beforehand. And we've got a couple of players coming back fit, like Jack Clark's back fit now. He was on the bench. Patty Roberts was on the bench. We got a penalty quite early on, which possible, debatable penalty, but we've had loads of blatant ones not given this season. So you look kind of runs, doesn't it? Really confidently put away by Adel Ashish, and then from then on we were the only team that was going to win the game. Scored a nice second goal, Joe Bellingham again, who it looks as if now Joe Bellingham's going to be plying his trade as a striker. I mean, as much as we've had a really, really bad season, and to be fair to Joe Bellingham, he's been in and out. But when he's on, I mean, he is going to be. And next season, fucking hell, The fire alarm's gone off.
Mute yourself, Ant.
Jesus Christ, sorry about that.
Anything can happen live.
That's what happens when Sunderland get a result. It all goes mad.
I muted myself.
That is funny. It's Mrs. Burton.
Sunderland are on fire.
The house isn't on fire.
Oh,
the house is not on fire. Breaking news. We're all right. I don't know where one of the dogs has gone, though. It's scared the shit out of her, bless her. Joe Bellingham, yeah. So, yeah, Joe Bellingham. That's what he's going to be next season. Joe Bellingham on fucking fire. But, yeah, great win. Good 3 points. That's probably, you know, I don't think we would have got dragged into a relegation battle because the fact that we'd start the season so well. But that's probably us, you know, pretty much safe. I think we're going to finish, what, 12th, 13th, 14th or whatever. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody.
No, that was funny. It was funny.
But, yeah, I mean, great win. Really enjoyed it. Just a pity that we had to play on Monday as well.
Do you want to get that out of the way now?
I'm just over the moon I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I'm over the moon I wasn't there because obviously I went to Watford to watch the lasses who won 3-0 at Watford. So it was literally the deal was between me and my girlfriend that if I went to Watford, I wouldn't go on the Monday. I am absolutely over the moon about it because from what I've been told, I mean, I've only seen the goals, but the goals are horrible. All the goals are terrible to concede. It looks as if we just haven't bothered. You know, the fact that, you know, a 16-year-old kid in Chris Rigg comes on and does more in, you know, 20 minutes than the likes of Patrick Roberts did in an hour, I think says a lot. I think really, and to be honest, like, we've got a few more weeks after this season and we've got, what, 6 games left. We're going to be on here a little bit more. I think, and I'll say this now, that a lot of things at this club have got to change in the summer. That's going to be personnel, it's going to be players, it's going to be behind the scenes. A lot has got to change because a lot of this club at the moment is not working. I mean, like, it's summing it up that the flag that's outside of the stadium was flying, it's got a rip in it. And I know that's the tiniest little thing to go, wow, but how can you be like, how can no one notice that? You know, that the flag's there, it's got a rip, and people are just taking the piss. You know, so a lot of things since January, a lot of things at this club has gone badly, badly wrong. And it needs fixing pronto because this is, you know, we've seen it all the time. We've got, you know, a Premier League stadium, we've got Premier League fans. We've got some of these players who will go to the Premier League probably at the end of this season. The likes of Jack Clark, I think will go to the Premier League and do very well in. But behind the scenes, we are an absolute joke. And it needs changing. You know, the manager needs to come in. I don't know who that's going to be, but we need to give him an opportunity. We need to get some experience in. I mean, these players on Monday. I mean, my mate's a Blackburn fan, and he went up and he went. It was like watching Blackburn against an under-23 side, and that's what it was. We had nobody over the age. I think one player over the age of 25, and it's like, so if these young lads are going to make mistakes, they're obviously, you know, very like your confidence is in and out anyway when you're young. You know, when you're a young footballer, you need someone to put that hand on your shoulder. And we have got nobody who can do that because we don't have any leaders on it. We've got Luke O'Nien, who's, yeah, say what you about Luke O'Nien, he is a leader on the pitch. But that's it. We've got nobody else who can put the arms around players and anything like that. So it just needs a fundamental change because we cannot be losing 5-1 at home. And at no disrespect to Blackburn, but we cannot be losing to teams like Blackburn 5-1 at home. Blackburn hadn't won in 9 games. They'd barely done anything this year. And they made us look like a League Two side. And this is no disrespect to League Two, but they made us look like a team who were going to go down. We were absolutely awful. And thank God that we've had a good start of this season. Because had we not, because we've got 4 points out of 27 this year, 4 points out of 27,
wow.
we'd have been in the bottom 3. We would have been. It's relegation form. So it's got to change. Something has got to change at the club. If it's, you know, for the good of the club, it needs a big reset.
we've got a few questions here for you, Ant, as well. Johnny's put, who do you want as your manager next season?
I've been on like the Will Still train for a lot. I said this in January when we got rid of Tony Mowbray. I would have had Will Still, but Heckingbottom seems to be the one, and I don't know about that because I think a lot of fans are pouring cold water on it and saying like, "Wow, it's not what we want. He's this, he's that, he's boring." And everything. You got to remember about Paul Heckingbottom. He got Sheffield United out of this league.
Yeah,
you know, as soon as last season. It's quite recent. So what he does well. I just think he's going to be a manager where if he doesn't get off to a good start, the fans will turn quite quickly.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be one of them ones where, we don't want him. But I'm in the middle with it. I'm like, I wouldn't be fuming, but I wouldn't be proper over the moon with it. But it's a sensible appointment, I think. So for that, he looks to be the one. Personally, for me, Steve Cooper who was at Notts Forest, I think that would be ideal.
That would be great.
We got him. He's worked with a similar, worked in a similar model of what we've got. I think he'll do all right. He would be my choice, but I really wouldn't be all that bothered if it was Heckingbottom. I think that's quite a clever appointment. But it doesn't matter who they get. They've got to tweak this model of we're going to sign 18-year-old kids every time. We've got to bring 2 or 3 battle-hardened players, and that doesn't mean you've got to be 33, 34 years old, by the way. But you've got to, maybe 26, 27, who have got experience of getting out of this league, because that's what it needs. That really is what it needs.
In the chat as well on Sunderland, but you've got quite a few questions. Sorry, Anne. Paula's put, I was told at work that a lot of players are on long-term contracts and coming to the end of season. Have they given up?
I don't think they've given up. I don't think anyone's given up. But the problem is, there's a lot of these players, as I've said before, who are young and who really are just still cutting the teeth. I mean, they've got you've got we've mentioned Joe Bellingham before. Joe Bellingham, I don't think was signed to play as many games as what he's had to play this season.
Yeah,
because he's a kid. You know what I mean? He's a young lad coming in who hasn't played as much football at Birmingham. Yes, the lad's going to be a superstar. You know what I mean? He really is. He's handled it brilliantly, by the way, Gary. I think he's going to be a superstar. Like I say, he's going to be a superstar. But you've got to, with these young players, you've got to kind of bring them in slowly and integrate them in slowly. And if they're not doing well, he's gone into periods of the season where he hasn't done well, and we haven't been dropping them because there's been no one to come in. So the problem is we've got too many of them. We've got too many of them kind of players. We've got Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg's going to be a star. And they're doing it right with him. He's been slowly integrated into the side, so that hasn't helped. The fact that Jack Clark's been injured, the fact that Paddy Roberts has barely played this season, I think has been a big one. And the biggest one for me is we didn't replace Ross Stewart, and we didn't bring a battle-hardened Championship striker in, because you look what's happening now. We've signed 4, and I think only one of them scored in the league this season, and it's just not good enough. I'd love Kevin Phillips, Paul. I love him, man. I would love him here. Yeah, eventually. Yeah, but not now. He's doing a good job at it, to be fair on. Speakman, I think he's on. I think we've got to get. The problem is with Christian Speakman is he's getting judged a lot now for what has been a bad 8 month. And I don't think a bad 8 month can justify getting rid of him over what he's done since he's come in, because he's got us out of League One. We had a wonderful season last year where we nearly made it, and if we had a centre back, I think we would have won the playoffs. To be honest, had Ross Stewart been fit, we had a centre back, I think we would have been in the Premier League by now. But I wouldn't have been on this podcast. So there you go. Anyway, but the last 8 months, and I think Speakman will kind of know that he's got a lot of big decisions wrong, and he's signed some players who aren't ready. And what they need to do is just tweak the model a little bit. I don't say get rid of it. I say tweak it and bring in a couple of players who are just going to help these young lads along. And then, the fact that the model is we're signing young, selling high, we can let that work because we haven't seen it to its full effect yet, because we haven't sold anybody. So we'll see what happens in the summer. But he's got one more. I think he's got one more season left for me. And if we're still, languishing around mid-table or whatever, then we're probably going to have to fire the bullet on him as well.
I think last night, Claire, am I right in saying there was a lot of talk on Sunderland, weren't there, in that Twitter space? And someone mentioned that I don't know if you're linked with or you're after Sheffield Wednesday's manager. I don't know how true that is.
He's done a good job there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess that. I think the thing is with Heckingbottom the kind of argument I've got with Heckingbottom is if we are really after him and we want him at the end of the season, why don't we just get him in now? Because he's unemployed, he'd be easy to get. Is it something where, they just want to wait until next season and, start again? But, I mean, the way it's going this year, I mean, I feel a bit sorry for Mike Dodds, to be honest. Mike Dodds is not a football manager. He's a very, very good coach, but he's not a manager. And he's just been put into the firing line with players whose heads are down, confidence is on the bottom. And there we are. So, yeah, sad end. It's just a sit. I mean, I've said how many times have I said it, Charlotte, the last couple of weeks. I just really want it to be May, and I really want the season to go.
Yeah.
And then we can, because we're not going to go down, we're not going to go. Let's just crack on. Because, I mean, the right manager for us, it's there. Everything's there for the right manager. The infrastructure's there. We've got a fantastic stadium. We've got fantastic fans. The Academy of Light is one of the best academies in England. It's all there, and it just needs. And we've also got some very young, talented players. Yes, it's not. You can laugh at that now because we're getting paid 5-1 at Blackburn. But from what I've seen this year, there is some, crumbs of comfort that we have got players who are ready. But then we'll see.
Everyone gets beat. Everyone gets hammered. It doesn't mean you've not got a good academy.
Oh, we've got a cracking academy. Yeah, we've got a cracking. We've got some players who, like I've mentioned before, Chris Rigg, absolute superstar. We've got a young lad on loan at Darlington Limited called Matty Young, goalkeeper, who's playing in the England under 19s, and he's only 17. So England must think massively highly of him. There's a lad called Tom Watson who's scoring worldies every week for them, and I think he might get integrated into the squad before the end of the season. So yeah, it is there. It is there. I think at the minute we've just got too many players who are too young, as in 18, 19, who haven't paid the dues yet, if you know what I mean by that, Claire. And we need a couple more in who are going to just nurture them and just help them out and put that arm over the shoulder. So, yeah.
Bless this foot, Johnny's foot. That was us.
Go to wait a minute.
Yeah.
Sorry, can't relate.
Oh, look at that. It looks friggin' horrible, doesn't it?
Any other standouts for you? I'll let you pick first, Anne. Apart from the Sunderland, which you've talked about now, any standouts for you on this one?
We've mentioned Ipswich, haven't we? So
yeah.
I just will say that game was unbelievable. Absolutely. What an advert for Championship football that was. I don't think I've seen a better game. Damn that. I don't think I've seen a better game this season in any league than what that was. That was an unbelievable game.
It was a good game.
Like, really good. But for me there, I've got to say Rotherham beating Millwall. Rotherham could have gone down on Monday. Rotherham are going down, of course they are. Yeah. Fair play to them, though. Beating
They've just
Millwall.
got to celebrate a win before it's confirmed.
Yeah, exactly. And the big thing about that is, the winning goal was scored by Charlie Wyke. And, Charlie Wyke, he died on the pitch, didn't he? And Charlie Wyke got resurrected back to life by Liam Richardson, who was at Wigan. He was the Wigan manager. And now Liam Richardson's the manager of Rotherham. Charlie Wyke's went there on loan. Charlie Wyke scores a winning goal. I think that's class. I really do. And I love Charlie Wyke to bits, to be honest. But yeah, that's a great result. So fair play to Rotherham. I mean, they're going to go down, but at least they beat Millwall. And we all hate Millwall, don't we? So.
Oh, this reminded me. It wasn't just decided by a goal. It was decided by 4 goals. Kieran's game this week. Bless him. Uncle Nick, any standout results for you on here?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what it was mentioned just now. Cardiff winning at Coventry, and Birmingham getting the 3 points because I think they're just above the line now in the league. So that's a critical win for them. And then I think the others, QPR down at Swansea again.
Yeah.
It's another team battling to keep out of the relegation area. So I think that's what happens a lot this season. Certainly, Easter is always telling, and you get the teams who are scrapping for points, and they're the hard games or the hard teams to play against because they've got everything to play for. Whereas, obviously, there's a few teams that are mid-table that have really got nothing much to play for apart from pride and. But we all know some of them are already on the beach, so I'll come to that later as well. But yeah, there's a couple of good results, more so for the teams down the bottom of the league. I mean, Leeds, that's a good win, 3-1 at home, which you'd expect them to win that the way they've been going. And Leicester, again, that's a vital win for them because they've been dropping points left, right, and centre. So yeah, some good results in there. And I won't talk about the obvious one because I know what it feels like.
Just very quickly on the Leeds game, did anyone see the third goal? Because obviously it was one of them ones where the goalkeeper had gone up, and I think it was Dan James who scored it from like. You don't see the goalkeeper though get like starter and then just.
Do you know what though? It was still like difficult to score from there because it's not just an open goal. Like the angle was.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
It was a great goal.
It's far off.
No, he took it well.
It was a great goal. It's just the goalkeeper's reaction was mint for me. Like started sprinting, then just went, fuck it.
Yeah, they're always good to see as long as it's not against your own side. Yeah, it's always good.
Claire, any standouts for you? What we've not mentioned?
No, Uncle Nick's just mentioned about 80% of the game. So.
That's what happens when I miss a week.
To be fair, I agree with all the results that he called out. So,
sorry about that.
Why? What happened?
I just coughed. I had to mute myself quickly.
None of that. We're out of Capitals.
I know.
Capitals are overrated.
I asked a question, what are Capitals? And someone kindly explained to me.
Business Capitals.
Uncle Nick, just because you're called Uncle Nick, it don't mean you can't get a good slap.
Oh, is that a threat or a promise?
I know, I was just going to say that like it.
So, top of the championship table, we have Ipswich Town on 87 points. Second, we have Leeds United on 86 points. Third, we have Leicester on 85 points. Southampton are fourth on 74 points. West Brom are fifth on 68 points. And Norwich have that last playoff spot. They are sixth on 64 points. And then in the relegation zone, in 22nd, we have Huddersfield on 40 points. Sheffield Wednesday are 23rd on 39 points. And then Rotherham, bless them. They could have got relegated on Monday. They didn't yet. So they are holding on. They are holding on, bless them. They are bottom of the league, unfortunately, with 23 points.
You can't think, like, sorry, go on.
I'm just thinking, like, just literally very quickly, like, 6 games left. It's going to be incredibly tight at the top and incredibly tight at the bottom. The championship's the best league in the world at the minute. Only second only to the women's championship.
Nah. I'm only joking. No, I'm just looking at there. Look at the 3 teams in the bottom 3. That'd be ideal if we went down to have 3 pretty local games.
Yeah, I think
Plymouth. You got to think though, like I think Rotherham, they've done that badly this season. Like I don't know if they'd struggle in League One as well.
Do you know what? I think we're going to League One. League One this year. You've seen some very, very good. There's some very, very good teams in that division.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Who aren't even going to get in the playoffs. You know what I mean? It's a much better league than what it was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
And then obviously, you know, see if yourselves go up and Wrexham go up. What are you going to do to like? Because obviously there's going to be money there, isn't there, to try and buy some more, to buy some place to see a League One or whatever, or go. Oh, and we all know what Wrexham want to do, don't we? So it's good. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's going to be very difficult for them. I think for all 3 games, whoever goes down. So I don't think that's going to be the 3. I think Plymouth will go, and I really feel sorry for Plymouth, but I think they will go down. That form that Nick's just mentioned there. How do you recover from that? It's impossible.
Yeah, I agree with that. I reckon Plymouth are the ones. I think I said it. Was it last week, Claire, or the week before?
Last week.
Last week, yeah. Paul has said as well, Ipswich versus Norwich playoff final, anyone?
Nah, Ipswich will be up.
They've got each other this weekend, so that's going to be a cracking game. I think it's at Norwich. And Norwich are very, very good at home at the minute. And Norwich have Josh Sargent, who's one of the most informed strikers at the minute. There's him and Ellis Sims, who are both just scoring goals for fun. So that's going to be a cracking game, that.
Very exciting fact for you is Norwich was my very first away game.
Oh, there you go. I've never been, actually. I've never been to Norwich. I'd love to go, but I've never been. What I will say, actually, and we've been debating about Ipswich all season, I think if Ipswich can beat Norwich, that might be them. That might be them up, I think, because I think that you carry that momentum off a derby win, don't you, for a few games?
Just look at the fixtures as well, though, at the weekend. Like, Leicester are playing Birmingham, so they should win that.
Yeah, I think they'll win
you've got Southampton are playing Blackburn, so really they should be winning that as well. So
who've Leeds got? Haven't Leeds got Preston?
Leeds have got Coventry away.
I mean, that's a massive game, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is massive.
But you've got to think that Ipswich really do need to win to stay in it because of there's a couple of games that are favourable for the teams around them. Yeah. But I suppose, as I've been saying to you, even about my own team, you can't concentrate on what other teams are doing. You've got to concentrate on your own.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at that, if Norwich do beat Ipswich and Leeds beat Coventry, that's probably the playoff zone up. Because you kind of say, that'll be 7 points. I know Coventry still have a game in hand. 7 points with 5 games left. It's pretty difficult to bring back, especially with teams that are in form. Because a lot of those teams now are all in form. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a big weekend, which every weekend is at the minute. But it's going to be a massive weekend. Yeah. Those 2 games, Ipswich and Norwich and Leeds, Coventry, are huge. What a weekend it's going to be.
Yeah.
Simon has put as well, Leicester versus Coventry in the playoff final.
No, I don't think Coventry will get in the playoffs. Sorry, Simon, but I don't think they'll get in the playoffs.
And Sean as well has put this. Bless them. Rotherham needs 6 wins and 40 goals to avoid relegation. Not going to happen, in my opinion. What's all of your thoughts on that? Do we reckon they'll do it?
No. I think we can all be quietly confident on that, can't we? No.
Chris has put, with 6 games left, who knows who will go down?
Rotherham.
Yeah. Bless them. We will get on to now League One. Who wants to go first? Who wants to pick? I'll ask you actually, Claire, because obviously Uncle Nick said them in the last one. Any standouts for you?
Couple of games for me here, really. First and foremost, what a win for Carlisle, because they could have had their relegation confirmed as well. So I don't think it's gonna, stop them from being relegated by any means. But it was good for them to give the fans something to cheer about, given their form. Port Vale, because they've been struggling. You've got to think that it's a massive win for them. And again, like Cambridge, sorry, I'm doing an Uncle Nick here. Cambridge picking up an away win at Barnsley is huge for them, because the bottom of that league is so tight. And finally, for me, Portsmouth. I think we all know that the league is theirs to lose, but they're keeping that momentum going. And I think they only need, 7 more points to confirm their promotion. So, huge. I mean, there is another one I could call out, but I'll let someone else do it because I know they will anyway.
I'll let you 2 pick between who wants to go next out of you and
do you want to go on, Nick?
Yeah, I'll just pick one out. I'll just be reserved on this one. Lincoln City. And they are the form team who've won their last 5 games and we know what they've been doing scoring-wise. They've scored 20 goals and conceded 2. So they're obviously one of the, there's another team in the leagues, and have a think about who you think it might be. You've also won five games on the trot. So I'll let you know if you can't guess who it is a bit later on. So that would be my one. Lincoln. I mean, it's pretty poor from them actually, only winning 1-0 after getting a 5-1, a 6-0, a 5-0. So they've obviously having a bit of a rest, but that's a good win if you can, win. And Orient have been playing pretty well, and they're a decent side. Yeah. Certainly with Richie Wellings, obviously have a lot of time for as he was their manager. But that is a good win for Lincoln, and they say they are the form team at the moment.
Huge.
And anyone for you?
Just looking at that, obviously the team that took until November to score a goal, Cheltenham Town, looked as if they're going to get themselves out of relegation problems is an absolute miracle. So I'm probably Cheltenham for me, but I think the other two have just gone through the league brilliantly there. I think that maybe Derby, because the amount of times to see Derby County 1, other team 0. Shows how well Derby are defending at the moment, and I think that they're close to going up as well. But I echo Clare about Portsmouth; they've been superb. That's it.
Pretty good.
I'm just having a quick look myself. I think a lot of them have been covered, really, haven't they?
Reading, you've got to give an honourable mention to Reading. That's a big win, and it's a bit of a localish. And is your dog having a party there, mate?
It's not me.
Oh, isn't it?
No, I've got. Hang on. No, she's asleep.
Oh, so cute. I think my internet's lagging a little bit as well, guys. So I will tell you now in case I freeze.
Come here.
Let's go to Mondays then. Monday.
Sorry, my dog's walking round with Daisy's coat stuck to his back, and he won't come here to get
So it's your dog having a party, Claire, trying to fob the blame off on my.
I know, blaming other people's dog.
My dog's on the carpet. We ain't got wooden floor. See, it's that noise again. What is it? Is it Uncle Nick?
It just sounds like someone's ruffling papers.
Yeah, it's me.
It's Nick with these form guides.
It is.
Poor dog's getting the blame.
Do you know what? For being cheeky, Uncle Nick, I'm going to let you go now. League One from Monday. Any standouts for you on here?
The only game I saw, and it wasn't Monday, it was Tuesday, was Portsmouth against Derby. That was a cracking game. I mean, the conditions were absolutely horrendous. It was lashing it down. They also had some excitement. I don't know if you watched the game when a fox got onto the pitch.
Yeah.
Christ, where the hell have you come from? But it knew the way out because it went straight for the exit. I thought, I've seen enough of this game. I'm off. And that was it. But mind you, it looks like he had a pretty rough life because there wasn't much bush in his tail. It was pretty scraggy. So, but yeah, that was a real good game, and it's probably a fair result. And obviously, the top two teams in there, and like you say, both of them. Obviously, it's Pompey's to lose the league, and it's Derby's to miss out on promotion. So yeah, that's the main one. What's she doing now?
I'm laughing at you saying there's no bush in his tail.
I've been seeing this as well.
I was getting ready for when they play Leicester, see, so the old foxes will be down there. But yeah, that was the main game for me. So I actually quite enjoyed that game. But I must say I'm not a fan of Portsmouth. Every time I've been down there, we've always got hammered. Portsmouth is a horrible place. I don't like it at all.
It's not just Portsmouth you get hammered at, Nick.
No. Well, that's true. I mean, forget this season, but in the past, when we were decent, we used to get hammered at Portsmouth. So, and we went down to Portsmouth.
Sorry, that was a bit below the
No, it's not as bloody true, unfortunately. But we went to Portsmouth to watch England ladies play, and the bloody stewards, after the game, my son was trying to get some autographs, and he was, I don't know how he would have been then. He wasn't out, and they kicked him out of the stadium. I mean, they are, yeah. So Portsmouth's not my favourite place.
Can I have a quick rant, by the way? You just mentioned England women there, because I went to watch Sunderland women on Sunday, right? And bear in mind, I travelled on the train on Sunday morning. Obviously, you know, I had like, you know, sandwiches, everything like that. I had, you know, a book to read on the train, this, that. So I had a backpack, right? Gets to, you know, nothing on the tickets, saying you're allowed backpacks, nothing on the website saying you're allowed backpacks, this and the other. Get to the ground, sir, you're not allowed your backpack. Someone having a piss?
No.
Bearing in mind, I'd travelled.
I'm gonna blow my nose. No,
Oh.
It's not me.
Topping my drink.
Yeah, it's not me. I'm going blowing my nose.
Bearing in mind, though, I'd travelled 6 hours. 6 hours.
6 hours?
Yeah. To, you know, get back in, because the trains, there was an hour between trains, this, that, and the other. And then to get told you're not allowed a backpack and all that stuff, I thought was really poor from a, you know, a good club like Watford, for a championship club and this and the other, not to have anything on the website, not let you know on the ticket. I thought was poor.
They should have advised beforehand, or did they give you an alternative?
We had to put them in a storage unit, and then they give you a ticket. So it was like being at a nightclub, you know, where you put your coats in the cloakroom. It was a bit like that.
I suppose that at least you got it back.
Yeah, I had to get it back. Yeah. I would have been good to know, because the book I'm reading is really good. But no, I'm very disappointed by that. I've got to be honest. I know it's a little thing, but I was very, very disappointed by the club there, to be fair. I know it's got nothing to do with League One, so I do apologise.
No, do not worry.
I'm also quite concerned that Nick says that Portsmouth's a horrible place to go to, so I'm going to a music festival there in August.
Oh, Nick only means the football ground on a match day.
No, I don't. No, I spent 6 weeks in Portsmouth once on a course, and it is, not my favourite place.
Nick, you meant to say
No, it's horrible. It's horrible.
No,
but if you go to a music festival, you'll probably be okay.
Got to say, there's 250 quid well spent, isn't it? Never mind.
Do you know what? I'm going to actually have a go at this as well. I think Cambridge, as Paul mentioned, 2 wins back to back. I think that's fantastic for them. So I'm going to go with
Claire.
Right, we've had all sorts now. Why is it? I don't know why. The powers that be, then us four come on together, you know.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
There's always something. We have fire alarms, we have Claire Burton, Charlotte can't speak. What's going on? Nick with his phone guides.
I know. After all this tonight, I'm just going to blow my nose live on air.
I'm so sorry. Don't worry.
Oh, don't worry.
Good job, it's just a little burp, isn't it?
I know. We have got a full-time result as well in the Premier League. Liverpool 3, Sheffield United 1. And Johnny did say he will be seeing more of us, because obviously they are going down to this show, bless him. Everyone. Wow, Claire.
We're going to have, I must admit, though, next year in the Championship, we're going to have a right good old crew, especially, you know, if Burnley go down. We've got Dan coming down.
Do you know what? Sam's just texted me. He must be watching upstairs. He just put, you fucking pig. I'm crying.
I'm expecting another 15-minute laughing segment here.
Right, I've stopped laughing now.
It's a bit windy in Claire's house.
I'm muting myself.
Claire, come back. What's your standout? I'm not really going to do that to her. That's tight. Any other standouts for anyone on this slide?
I've just mentioned Stevenage, because they seem to have drawn a lot of the games recently.
Yes.
I know obviously Farley goes, and I've been like, obviously I follow Farley on Twitter and everything like that. But a lot of draws now, and they just seem to be falling off the pace a bit, don't they? With the playoffs. I mean, obviously it was never expected of them, but so fair play to them anyway. But yeah, that would be the one I'd be a bit worried that they can't seem to score a goal at the minute. I know I'm not conceding many, which is all right. So they're just fair play. That's it really. Everything else I think we've all covered really well again. Cambridge is spot on, to be fair.
Yeah, great back-to-back wins for them. Fleetwood down at the bottom as well, 4-0 loss. They seem to be picking up a bit of form, Fleetwood, and then they've kind of gone off again, haven't they? I think they're definitely going to end up getting relegated down in League Two.
Yeah, they'll be down.
It's the whatever they call League Cup, isn't it? Final this weekend. It used to be called the Papa John's Trophy, whatever it is now. GM Motors or something or other. Whatever they call that cup now. But it's the final this weekend, and I know that Wickham are in it. So good luck to Wickham. I don't know who they're playing. So.
We want Wickham to win because we don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember who they play. I know Wickham are definitely playing. It's the 4th trip to Wembley in 10 years or something. So, and that's only down the road. It's only 20-minute drive. But yeah.
We're all Wickham.
How are Wickham? Well, they're playing Peterborough, so yeah, how are Wickham?
Oh, funny. Simon has put, if anyone was wondering why this pod is award winning, it's because of stuff like that. 100%. Let's go back to the chat. I can't keep up today. I think Claire's burps just no idea what I'm doing. This is right as well, Sean. There'll be no one left on a Premier League show if everyone starts going into the EFL.
What the hell was that?
What was that?
Sounded like an engine.
What was
Can't
that?
be Claire because she's muted.
I thought that was your internet. I don't know.
Good evening, lovely people. Nice to see you, Shah. Hello, I hope you're okay.
Not nice to see me and Nick then.
No, just me. Just me. What's that noise?
I don't know.
Is someone taking a mic? What is
Not
that
guilty.
noise?
It's not me. It's my hands up.
It's a ghost.
I'm scared. I'm really scared now. What's going on tonight?
It's Claire. I'm sure it's Claire.
Just on,
laughing still.
Like I mentioned as well about Fleetwood. The only thing that I'm obviously it's not nice to see them go down, but like I went through all that Keane Hayes thing, didn't I? And I was happy that they weren't doing well because of the Keane Hayes. But the thing is, he is out of contract this season, but I think it can trigger, because he's been playing, it can actually trigger an extension to his contract. And I feel like if they do get relegated to League Two, there's more chance of him being played more in League Two. So for selfish reasons as well, I'm like, Fleetwood, can you stay up?
Wait, surely not, because he's not playing for Fleetwood, is he?
No, the argument is if they get relegated and go down to League Two, maybe League Two's.
I bloody get that. But
no, it's something
about him playing enough games and it triggering, but surely it should be playing games for them, not for someone else.
No, just in general. I'm sure there's something in his contract, because all Dale fans have been talking about it, where if he's playing more games and appearances or whatever, something can get triggered. You know, so they have to offer him a contract.
I think it's a weird contract clause, but yeah, I understand that. But so we're now saying we want Fleetwood to stay up after singing bad songs about them. Okay, all right.
Come on, Fleetwood. Fleetwood are massive. Go on, the lads. Oh, we've got people. I'm still scared from Claire's noises. I've not recovered. It's a I know. There's one of my kids behind me. I was looking like, what? That was the sound of a tool chest coming down the stairs. Yeah.
Hey.
Simon has put, it'll just be Josh, Sam and Lucas left on a Monday next season. I don't know, because at the minute I'm on most Mondays and I'm in the National League.
Hey, they even let me loose on it a couple of weeks ago.
I know, after tonight's podcast, so I don't think any of us will be allowed on it. But any other standouts? I think we've mentioned most of them, haven't we?
I don't know.
To be honest. You wouldn't. You were too busy burping and going, bah.
Tell you what, a great result. Blackpool Wickham. I think we should take about an hour to discuss a 0-0.
Go on then, Claire, you first.
Basically, people that went to the match.
Is that when you need the goal to win a game?
No, they scanned the tickets. They sat down for a bit. They went and got a pie at half time. Then they just walked out and went home. That's how good the game was.
Fair play. Can I just quickly point out as well that mighty Shrewsbury were unbeaten over Easter. So there we go. 2 points.
Go on the Shrews.
Take that.
Are they going up then, Anne?
No.
Oh, funny. Let's take a look now at the table then. So top of the table, we have Portsmouth on 87 points. Derby are second on 82 points. Bolton are third on 78 points. Peterborough fourth on 74 points. Barnsley are also on 74 points in fifth. I don't know what I was saying then. I just kind of lost concentration. Lincoln City are sixth on 67 points. And then in the relegation zone, we have Port Vale in 21st on 39 points. Cheltenham are 22nd on 38 points. Fleetwood are massive everywhere they go. I'm joking. Fleetwood, bless them, are 23rd on 34 points. And Carlisle are bottom of the league on 27 points.
Cheltenham is staying up. No.
Not that mathematically. But
they
right,
could have been if they didn't win on Monday.
Yeah.
But
Cheltenham are going to stay up, aren't they?
Yeah. And you're going to have to put your Christmas tree up in May.
No. Shrewsbury's next game is away to Pompey Ouch. Now they're all right now. They're on the beach. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
The beach, please. Let's go to the beach.
Right, League Two. I will let you two decide who wants to go first on your match analysis, and I'll let you do.
Go on, Uncle Nick. Go on, Uncle Nick, because you had a win.
We had a win. That was just the most stupid game you will ever watch. It must be
goals.
Two of the worst teams in the league. We had 25% possession. And Notts County, in Notts County, passed for the sake of passing. And like Claire just said, have a look at the two goals that we scored. I mean, kids wouldn't concede goals like that. The first one, we did a bit of decent pressing, but it was a back pass. The keeper was on the edge of his 6-yard box. The guy passed it back. He hit the post, come up to our forward who's standing waiting for something to happen. And he had a nice, easy task to slot it home. And the second one, County must have played 20 plus passes, eventually back to their goalkeeper, who decided, fed up with this, I'll hit it long, hit it straight to our centre forward, who said, thanks very much, just smacked it into the net. And it was comical. And then it was going to be a typical Swindon that we conceded in stoppage time again, 2-1, and you're thinking, just don't do it again. Don't do it again. But we managed to scrape a win. But it was absolutely poor. And it just sums up our season. We are so bad. I think half of our players, I mean, I'll just go back a bit. Everything Ant said about Sunderland, ditto for Swindon. We need a complete rebuild from the owner all the way through to the CEO, someone who's supposed to be looking after finances, the whole shooting match, and it is just so bad. And I think the players have been told that they are out of contract and they're not signing next season because it looks like they've given up, and that's where we are. And I'll talk about Monday in a minute, and that was even worse. So that's how bad we are at the moment.
I love how miserable you've been on a win line. He's started a little.
I know. That's the trouble. I think that's 2 wins in 12. Yeah. I mean, we're in the league. We are bottom of the form table. It is that bad.
I'm not laughing at you, by the way, Nick. I'm laughing at Claire with her drinks.
Yeah, I think I need a drink more than bloody orange juice.
I'm not drunk.
I can't wait till our inevitable kind of team night out where it's literally just going to be me and Nick sat at the bar just drinking.
Yeah, two miserable gits in the corner. Well, what happened with your team? Oh, we were shit. Let's have another drink. Oh, yeah.
Reminiscing about the 1990 Plymouth final.
That's it. The only rule about the summer meetup is we can't talk about football.
Oh, mint.
Thank Christ for that.
We'll have a great time then.
Yeah, we'll just talk about how England almost won.
Yeah. How bad Southgate is.
Yeah. So that was my football. So there you are. Go on, Claire. Let's hear about.
Wait, are you not talking about Mondays?
Oh, do I just want me to do Mondays as well? Oh God, really? Monday, right? Sutton, you know exactly what you're going to get. They are a team of giants. They've got a 6'5", 6'6" centre forward, and we didn't turn up at all. We knew exactly what they're going to do. It was like ping pong. We gifted them the first goal. Our keeper had a mare. He cleared the ball straight to one of their players. They attacked down the right, cross in, their forward on his own in the 6-yard box, headed home. Thanks very much. So, well, it's only 1-0 at half time. We might get some out of this if we can sort of buck our ideas up. I think within 2 minutes of the second half, a cross coming from the right hand side, and it was debatable whether it went straight in or whether our goalkeeper bundled it over the line. So that was 2-0, and then they got a third, a cross from the right hand side, and Mr. 6'7" on the back post said thanks very much and powered header in. So, and yeah, it was just terrible. I know I feel sorry for I think we had 600 odd fans go to that, which is, you know, for Easter Monday all the way there, or not easy to get into. You know, fair play to them. And, yeah, it honestly, that was, I mean, I watched it on iFollow, and that was probably the worst performance that I think I've ever seen from a Swindon team in that sense. But it was that bad. And the guy who does the ratings for the local rag, I think he rated a lot of players 1s and 2s. So that's how bad it was. So yeah, again, like I said earlier, it looks like a lot of players have been told we ain't going to be here next season. So they think, well, what's the point? Which is bad if they're doing that, because you know you should be doing the opposite in trying to show you can play and get a club if you've been told you're you're not being signed. But I don't know if that's a fact or not. But that's the way it looks. So. Yeah, it's at the moment it's not good. And then we got Barrow on Saturday, who were up there needing points to stay in the playoffs. And then my next home game is, I said the other week, in Hospitality. So we'll have to. Do we behave or do we tell them what we actually think? So depends who's wandering around saying, "Oh, hello lads, how you doing? Come here a minute. I just want a little word." Yeah. Yeah.
From the gobshite friend of yours, just be honest.
Oh yeah, no. If I get
constructively honest.
Yeah. There won't be any bad language. It will be, if we get the opportunity, there's going to be 12 of us there. That follow them. You know, it's the fools there, so you can imagine what it's going to be like. So, But yeah, that's where we are. It is just so bad at the moment. It is so bad. But anyway, I'm glad to see that you're top of the league, Claire. I hope you win the league. No, I'm being serious there. You're doing it all right. The club of, and I think some of your fans have been moaning about the manager.
No, there was a bit of a thing because sorry,
I'll be back in a second.
Okay. When we stopped winning for a while and kind of fell back down to second, people were saying, like, is Charlie really the man? Like, is he the one to take us up? Charlie out, it's dreadful, it's shy. Like, come on, man. We're still second.
It's just such self-entitlement, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Do you know what I think it is? And very much supportive of the club growing, and I will not slag off any new fans, but I think the mentality of some of our newer fans, because they have not witnessed us going through any kind of bad phase.
Yeah, but going from first to second is not a bad phase.
No, it's not. It's not. But basically, they've known us get promoted from the conference to then getting into the playoffs in our first season, to then being top of the league for 4 months, dropping out of it, playing dreadful football and thinking we ain't winning again this season because they're pessimistic, because they've never seen a bad phase. Like, I've seen a bad phase, of course. I've seen us in the Conference North, but I think the mentality is so different to someone like that has been with the club throughout the drop from League One to the Conference North. Like, it's a completely different type of support to what it is if you've been supporting from the conference upwards. Like, it's a one league growth, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because the club needs to progress and they need to bring the new fans in. So it's good, and winning will get us those new fans. But it's a fine line, isn't it? And I think I've said it all along. I am not against any new fans. I'm happy the club's growing, like growing massively. But I think that the enjoyment I'm getting must be a different level of enjoyment than a new fan's getting, because I've seen that rock bottom.
Yeah.
When you've had the bad times, the good times are obviously so much better. And like I say, fans need to understand the recent history of where you've come from to where you are.
It's the same with probably.
Hi, Darren.
Hello, Darren. I think it's the same with quite a lot of clubs at the moment. When you look at you look at Wrexham as well, where say if Wrexham don't go up, a Wrexham fan's going to turn on Phil Parkinson.
I don't rate him.
You know what I mean? Well, I don't know. I think he's the worst manager Sunderland's ever had, but and that includes Michael Beale. But see if they do miss out, because I mean the way they're going, I know they beat Mansfield on Friday, but they lost in there last night. And it's like, see if they don't make it and drop out and don't go up in the playoffs, and they're going to be like, well, sod Parkinson, sod Dion, sod this, sod that, when all I've been used to was winning football matches. It's a great point you made there.
Exactly, that's it. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because, like I say, clubs have to grow. But
the bother is it's with everything, especially if you're not Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal, and and you're looking at what's happening at Man United now, where a lot of their newer fans are turning now because they're not winning football matches. It's like it's football, you know what I mean? We all support, like I said, we should probably support, like working class teams, this, that, and the other. We're used to you get used to getting relegated, getting defeated, getting this, getting that, and you kind of just get a second skin to it, don't you? Whereas the newer fans, like, who aren't used to it, are the first ones to turn. You're like, wow,
exactly.
Just have a little bit of use your nous a little bit. It's only football at the end of the day.
And with us as well, it's not just new fans; it's old fans coming back again. They've stopped coming because we've dropped out the league, and we were getting like 3,000 at home games, but 2,000 even. But now we're getting like 9 upwards. So it's old fans coming back and new fans coming. But I'm happy with that, because we have to grow. But I'll talk about our games anyway now.
Go for it.
So I actually
some happiness on the pod for once.
I was genuinely really nervous on Friday. And it'll seem strange because, you know, we were second in the league, going to a team second bottom. But it's those kind of games that are sometimes what go against you, because they've got a lot to fight for. They make the game scrappy and they just do what they've got to do to get a result. Having said that, even though we beat Sutton 8-0 earlier in the season, Forest Green are by far the worst team I have ever seen in the Football League. By far. They did not even have a shot. Like, did not have one shot. The clearest it came to was a free kick within their own half, which literally was kicked from the byline in a straight line, up in the air, straight out the ground. Like, I have never seen a team so bad. So there was actually, considering it is a 3.5 hour, I'll talk about this in a minute. There was actually, considering it's a 3.5 hour journey, there was 1,148 fans there. We sold out our allocation. I feel really weird. You could pay £2 to stand under the roof. Like, literally, it was £2 extra to stand under the roof.
Oh, yeah, they're covered out. The covered bit of their stand.
By a roof.
So say.
I mean, a sticky out bit that still makes you soaking wet. So, not worth it if you go in, FYI. But anyway, the game for us was a bit like a training exercise. Our players literally had that much time on the ball. They were not even running a lot of the time. There was times where our defenders were literally walking with the ball. And we didn't need to go out at first gear. We didn't. We scored a spectacular first goal, Callum Camps, who, since he's come back from this injury, has been absolutely outstanding. So he put us 1-0 up after.
What a player.
Yeah, he is. 19 minutes.
Dale Academy.
I know. And then Ethan Pye has been outstanding since he came back from injury, who also came from Dale's Academy and was a recommendation of our Flinny. True story, by the way. So Rico Richards, who is the wonder kid on loan from Aston Villa, Stockport County, Aston Villa, shake hands because we seem to be getting great players from them. Yeah, he is. Rico Richards scored his first senior goal on the 29th minute to put us 2-0 up. Went to half-time at 2-0. Literally, like I say, didn't even get out of out of first gear. I think what typified it for Forest Green was Thompson coming on in the second half. Can't think of his first name, but the guy who wears a headband, if that helps anyone to know what I mean. And he is by far the worst footballer I've ever seen, and I don't know how he's got that career. Agree. It was good experience for him. But yeah, he's the one who did that free kick that just went in a straight line, straight outside. That was just weird. But Connor Evans, Connor Lemon-Hay Evans, put us 3-0 up in the 51st minute. And from there, it was literally just a training exercise. We were just passing the ball about. 76% possession. We had 13 shots, they had none. But it was a comfortable win. Put us back top of the league, thanks to the result at the race course. So yeah, brilliant, fantastic. Then we move on to Monday and we had Wimbledon at home. Of course, like aspirations of getting into the playoffs, in pretty good form. Oh, wait, the ham didn't happen because people were starving. Do you know what? I went to the bloody food window at about 20 minutes. I was desperate for a wee. Went to the window. You're like, oh, we've run out of food. You can have a bag of crisps. I was like, really? So yeah, I didn't have any food. Yeah, I knew about that. He is a good lad. He's got a very, very, very big future. And I'll be dead bold with this statement. I think he's going to go to the Prem. He's only 21. is outstanding. Is a left-sided defender. Can play left back. Can play the middle of a back two. Or he is outstanding. Like, he'll go forward as well. He's just got everything in his game.
Not as if it hasn't happened before as well, because obviously you're looking at Jared Branthwaite as well. I was playing League 2-3 years ago, Carlisle. So
yeah, I fully rate him to go far in his career. I think Monday. Then, like I say, we had Wimbledon. We were a bit concerned about that. Outstanding, 8 out of 10 every single week minimum. Did give a penalty away on Monday, which I'll come on to now. So we had Wimbledon at home. It was an awfully bad weather day, to the point that I ended up sitting in my friend's seat because he couldn't go. So I was in the upper tier. Then it stopped raining, and I'm like, I'll venture down to my normal seat and lower tier 3. About 2 minutes after I got there, Fraser Horsfall, it's just a clumsy tackle, gives away a penalty. I've got to say, it was such a bad penalty.
That's the worst penalty I've ever seen.
Do you know what I love about it, though? There was 2 big things for us in that. Paddy Madden, while everyone's talking and getting ready, Paddy Madden's at it in his ear. Properly at it in his ear. And he's an experienced player who takes our penalties. He's at it in his ear. He knows what to say, doesn't he? He's experienced. He is the whole time he's like this in his ear. Misses it. Ibitore, who has had his criticism from all our fan base this season, has gone up to him and gone, in his face, which, I love a bit of shithousing. That's shithouses of the highest form. I was all about that. It was just a scrappy game of football. We had 67% possession, only 8 shots, but Wimbledon had 2 shots, none on target. So it was just one of them games where it's not great to watch. Struggling to break them down. We had people that were maybe not making the runs that we'd want them to make. But Ibitore, in the 85th minute, threaded a ball through to Odin Bailey, who put us 1-0 up. Absolute steams. Oh, did I go there?
Mm.
Absolute scenes, just celebrations everywhere, because Wrexham weren't playing that day, and because Mansfield's game was called off, that put us on level pegging. So that was our game in hand, theoretically. So we were level on games, but 4 points ahead of both. So obviously, going into Tuesday, Wrexham are playing Doncaster away. Doncaster are in great form. And obviously, they won. So now we're still 4 points ahead, but we've got a game in hand over Wrexham. We travel to Sutton on Saturday. So that is going to be a tricky game because they are in really good form.
Yeah.
Literally, on Monday, came out of the relegation zone for the first time since August. So it's not going to be the 8-0 team that we saw in December. It'll be a tricky game for us. So we've got a fantastic referee in Sonny Gill, though, that's covering the game. So happy with a good ref. Difficult one for us, but we're top in the league! Mate, I don't give a shit, because can you imagine? Can you imagine if we've won the league and Wrexham has to give us a guard of honour? Here's our lad, just in time to tell us about that lovely defeat on Tuesday, our lad, darling.
I will go back as well, because we have got a lot of chat and I really can't keep up tonight. So if anybody wants to do me a massive favour and copy and paste the match reports, that would really help because I've no idea.
Why don't we just take it in turns to read through? A Newport fan says, we don't have the depth people like Bryn Morris have started every game this season for us, and it's showing. Colchester was a case of us sitting back and defending, and for the free time failed. Colchester game was crap. Made them look like they were playoff contenders. Never punished their low defensive line. Knew they were going to win from minute one.
Oh.
You've got
be right back. I'm joking.
Benny Franquist says Sutton are on a huge game-winning run. Kieran says the Crawley game, he thought the Colchester game was the worst performance of the season, and then they produced something worse. Crawley are great, played against their mistakes, and Newport never looked like scoring. So Kieran says, anyway, football, that's that. Playoff hope's over. Want the season done. Excited for the future of the club. And he also says that he's now on the all aboard the Stockport promotion train and is wanting us promoted. I have evidence of that, by the way, in case he denies it.
There's Kieran joining me and Nick at the bar drinking whiskies when we all made, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the
Kieran
beach
says,
club.
Not to talk about fans wanting managers out, because some of their fans want Graham Coughlin out because they're not getting playoffs, which is ridiculous when they were favourites to go down in August.
Remember, Anne, remember that preview show?
0%, wasn't it?
Yeah.
0% said to go up, and I think it was about 47 said to go down on it. It was the one where it was like, because I was quite surprised by it, wasn't I? I was really wanting.
Yeah.
I wish I knew Kieran back then.
Alex, the Oracle, says that Al Hamadir was playing League 2 football months ago. Yeah, we've made that one.
Covered that. Move on.
Yeah. Joe Lewis wearing toddler shorts. I must say, it looked like he should have been playing in the 80s, didn't he?
Who's he playing for now, Joe Lewis?
Wimbledon, darling. No. Where is a defender?
Is he? Oh, I'm thinking
we sent him on loan to Wimbledon, and then they bought him in January. But honestly, he rolls his shorts up, and they are skin tight. His shirt's skin tight, but it's like short shorts like you'd get in the 80s.
Yup there. Up there we go.
It's not a pod without that happening, is it?
It's like, have you ever heard that TikTok sound that, oh shit, here we go again?
No, I haven't. There's no more match reports that I can see.
No, that's absolutely fine then, because we will go.
Charles, sorry, just on the what I was saying earlier, that Donny, the form team as well, they've won 5 on the trot, scoring 9, conceding 1. Yeah. And guess who scored against them?
Swindon.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, sums up our season. But yeah, Donny were really surprising because I thought they would do well. They had such a bad run earlier in the season where they were looking like they were going to get relegated, and I say they've won 5 on the trot now, and obviously they're halfway up the league. So yeah. I think they seem to be decent for me, but obviously they're playing decent football at the moment. I think so. Good luck to them.
Yeah, the thing is, I think it's a bit too late for them because.
I
think with Donny as well, I think they've had something like 16 new players since the summer. So I think it's very much, and I don't know, their fans mightn't agree, but from an outsider looking in, it's a growth season, and you can't expect to like everything to gel overnight. That's a very rare thing to happen. But Grant McCann is obviously doing a good job because look at where they are now. And you never know if they keep up that form. They could sneak in, but it's very much dependent on what other teams do, isn't it? And there's a lot of fight for the playoffs in our league at the moment.
Definitely. Just going back to the chat really quickly. Kieran has put, I'll be in the bar with you both. Football. So said. And yes, I am on board with the Stockport County winning the league, gang. As well in the chat, Jared has put, it's mad how 7 points separate 7th from 14th, though. We will get onto the table in a minute. And Dietrich has got my match report here. Glad we got the win against Tranmere. 2 goals from Callum Kavanagh and Bobby Poynton. One of our own. Second half, miles better from us. So that was Bradford 2, Tranmere 0.
They haven't won in a while as well, had they, beforehand? Fair play to Bradford.
Very good win, especially considering Tranmere have been picking up points. We were mentioning it last week, weren't we? Under Nigel Atkins. We've been really doing well. Paul has put Doncaster the team to watch next season. Do we reckon that?
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully.
It very much depends, though, because I've got a very, 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 I can't remember his name, very good player on loan that's been very much a creative.
He's that good, you can't remember his name.
No.
But he's very, 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 very good.
Just you wait till this summer meet up. You're breathing for a bruising.
Aled has put, predicted Stockport winning the league from the start of the season and haven't changed my opinion on that all season.
Hey!
Just looking at Friday's results then, any standouts for anybody that we haven't spoke about?
I've got to say it, even though I really hate them, and everyone here hates them, Franchise FC, to come back after losing 5-0 at Edgeley Park to thrash Walsall 5-0 is a good result.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Enough said on that.
Yeah. Yeah. We should discuss.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose.
Have you seen the decisions in the Wrexham game? And I'm sure Aled will tell us about it, but it was a penalty that was never a penalty.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible decision. Yeah, absolutely.
Awful.
Yeah, never a pen.
And then there was another big decision, wasn't there? Oh, yeah, that's him. No, it's not. Is it? I don't know.
He's a good player. I do recognise that name, to be fair. Paul has put as well the Sutton result, beating Salford 2-1 away as well.
They're just in great form, aren't they, at the moment?
Yeah. Yeah, they're really putting up a fight. Which is good. Jared has put, when Wrexham got promoted last season, I got asked by my students, how would Wrexham get on next season? I said promoted because I felt we'd finish top 3, not win it, but top 3. Mr. Lucas put Williamson nominated for EFL Manager of the Season.
Right.
Told we're not crying
that's
over
a joke,
here.
that, by the way. That's an absolute joke. It's a joke.
And not over. What can we call, instead of Ants Rants, what's Claire's?
Jars. Shah's Jars.
No, that's Shah's Jars.
Claire's
swears.
Moans.
Yeah. Claire swears.
Like the 3 people that have been nominated for that, right? It's scandalous. You've got, I mean, I can kind of get Nigel Clough. Is that a team that have been sort of injured a lot of the season?
Yeah.
You've got like Milton Keynes manager. What's he fucking done?
He's not, but he's not been there half the season, has he?
Exactly this. He's joined him in October.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got him performing all right. But they're in the playoffs, like they've played 2 games more than the people in the automatic places, right? I'm not saying he's done a bad job, but surely manager of this season, there's a clue in the name. They should. Oh no, wait, that's what I was going to say. He should not be nominated. And who else was it? It was I can't remember who it was. Whoever else it was, clearly it's an uninspiring nomination because no one can remember it.
Not Phil Parkinson.
No. Well, I'm not even saying that Charlie should be nominated, but there's people that are way outside of what they should be achieving.
Well, you look at Barrow.
Yeah, Scott.
Where they are and what they've done.
No.
Why?
Pete Wild is completely ruled out because of the fist pumps, but Scott Lindsay. A team that stayed up in the last couple of days of the season last year, and he's taken them to the playoffs or the brink of the playoffs on a very, very small budget with owners who are absolutely crazy.
Is this Crawley's manager?
Crawley's manager.
Yeah. For me,
he overlooked. He should win it. Never mind be nominated. He should be the one who wins it.
I don't want to be like, I don't want to like kind of be blowing smoke up Stockport's ass, but how on earth, how many games did you win in a row? Was it 13? 13
yeah, so
wins in a row.
It 12 and it equaled the League Two record.
So a manager, and this never happens in nearly any league, that a manager goes on a run where you win 12 in a row and that manager isn't even in the top 3 and you're top of the league. That's an absolute joke. But a bloke who
kept 16 league clean sheets this year as well.
But a bloke who went in October to MK Dons, who, to be fair, MK Dons should be in the top 3, and they're not. Yeah. So, you know, for me, I that's an absolute joke. I really do. And I'm not saying this to anything like bad about Mike Williamson, because he has done a good job
not at all.
and all that stuff. And I thought, you know, I think he did well. He's done well at Gateshead, and he's done a good job at MK Dons. I'm not saying anything about that before anyone goes on, oh, you only know because he's at Newcastle United. I don't give a shit about that. But how on earth a manager in October who still hasn't got your team top of the league, and someone like Challoner who's won 12 games on a 12-game winning run, and as we mentioned before, Crawley. I mean, everyone had Crawley to go down this season.
Yeah,
everybody. And Crawley are on the verge of the playoffs. So
yeah. It's shocking, and it just, to me, it shows that League Two is a bit of an afterthought to a lot of people, because like, that is just scandalous. Who the hell's decided it?
Yeah.
And the players nominated for player of the season, like, how are we top of the league? How's our keeper got the most clean sheets and none of our players are nominated? We spent 4 months at the top of the league. How have we got none of the best players? But having said that, I'm quite happy with it at the same time, because it shows that it's a team effort, what we've achieved.
I think with stuff like that, you're quite happy to go under the radar, aren't you? Just like, whatever, exactly. You know what I mean? Oh dear. That's because Mason Mount came on, Shah.
Don't blame me.
I think it was him that gave it away.
Nope, not a chance. Not a chance. Nana's gonna save it.
Oh,
not a chance.
What's my name?
What's my name?
I just think that, like, in many ways, like, it's making a mockery of it, really, because people who watch League Two week in, week out, I've not seen anyone say those are the right nominations.
No.
And on that bombshell, shall we move on?
Shitty and shy.
Yeah.
Monday's games now. Any standouts there? I mean, Harrogate 5, Gillingham 1.
Oof. Gillingham are massive, though. Didn't someone, an ex podcaster on this pod, say that?
I mean, from what Claire said earlier, you've got to say the standout result is Forest Green.
How did they?
How the hell did that happen?
In 3 days, they've gone from not having a shot to beating Crew, who had been decent.
Playoffs.
3-0 away. Like, oh my God. Football's crazy.
Yeah.
Apparently VAR have given the penalty to Chelsea.
I have captain Cole Palmer in my fantasy team this week, like, so it is quite good. But
do you know what? Other than that, though, I don't think there is really anything stand out.
No, there's not a shock, is there, really?
Morecambe was quite a good result, beating Barrow. And over at home, but Morecambe have been struggling, haven't they?
Yeah. Didn't Morecambe have got 6 points over Easter, haven't they? And I know we've got a Morecambe fan who's normally
Jen.
On a Jen, yeah. I know she was on earlier on, but I can't see her anymore. But, yeah, you know, fair play.
Jen.
The other game is Notts County.
Yes. 100%.
Against MK Dons, because, I say, they were so bad when they come to our place. How the hell, mind you, I think they're the top scorers in the league. I think they scored most and conceded most.
They've conceded more goals than anyone. This defending is just shy.
Yeah, they've scored 80 and conceded 79. That's mental.
It is. Wow, it is. And do you know what? Crazy. Hey, Jen. I hope you come into Stockport next week to watch us get promoted.
Do you know how, like, they say in terms, there's no such thing as a bad winner? Claire, you have proved tonight that is not the case.
What do you mean?
You've like had a proper go at Alan before, and then Claire and Jen there. I hope you're coming to watch us get promoted.
No! Jen knows I love her. Jen knows it. Jen knows it.
I'm just
And
trying
you're
to
getting a slap.
I know.
That's pretty much it, really, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
Grimsby won, Bradford won. Doncaster, we've already mentioned, haven't we? Beaten Wrexham.
Paul Mullen's a greedy bastard because they would have equalised if he hadn't have. He is, though. If he hadn't have touched that ball, they would have equalised.
Mm.
I mean, I get it. In the
That
flash,
would have been his 100th goal for Wrexham, though, I think.
But also, I suppose in the heat of the moment on the pitch, did he know it was going to go in? Did he think it was wide? I think given where he was, he should have known.
Yeah. Plus, if the thing is, though, if you're a striker like that, you've got like, it's like striker's instinct in it. And every strike, you find me an ungreedy striker, I'll find you a liar. You know what I mean? Because every striker's greedy. You know, they want to score goals, don't they? And the bother is, if he hadn't have done that and it had gone wide or whatever, he would have probably been absolutely pelted out 4-3. Good grief.
Oh,
Good Chelsea. Get in there.
Here's the good news. Aled has invited me on the last day of the season to go meet him, and he's going to buy me a fish cake.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, yeah, I
There you
heard that.
go.
That was last night, weren't it, on the Twitter space?
Yeah.
What about me, Aled? I
Well,
will come.
he come in.
National League finishes a week earlier. I'm free.
Hey, Shah, if you genuinely are free, come out in Stockport on the...
I love a good fish cake.
I mean,
Does that chippy at Rochdale do a good fish cake?
Yeah, you've
bet
got to
it
dip it in gravy, Bob.
does.
Just because I'm a rotter.
no, everything should be in gravy.
Everything. I drink gravy.
Yeah,
Do you know what? I might drink some to try and get rid of my cough. Gravy cures everything.
Gravy.
Gravy.
Hey!
I'll let you take it in. Actually, Claire, you read out the league table.
No, you read
Go
it.
on.
Tell me,
Go
tell
on.
me.
I'm going to end up coughing. You can read it.
Top of the leagues, the mighty Stockport County on 77 points. I just can't stop now. Then you got Mansfield in second on 73, and Wrexham in third, having played a game more on 73. And playoffs is Milton Keynes on 71, Barrow on 67, Crewe 66, and Crawley taking the last place on 62. And the bottom two is Forest Green with 36 points and Colchester on 38 points.
Nick.
Yes.
Is Swindon going to get dragged into it, do you think, or we've just got enough?
No, not with the games that the other teams have got to play. I think Forest Green still got to play teams who are at the top end of the table.
Forest Green's running is atrocious. They've got something like Wrexham, Mansfield.
I mean, Sutton probably deserved to keep out of it, but they've played more games. So what's going to kill Colchester is the games they've got to fit in because they're all the cancellations.
Do I go there on Tuesday, Uncle Nick?
Not if it's pissing down with rain. No, don't bother. Because it'll be off.
Depending on the results on Saturday, we could get promoted at Colchester on Tuesday.
That would be
nice.
nice.
Go then. You've got to go. You've got to just take the chance, haven't you? See how Saturday goes. And then...
I think that actually the other team that could be in danger is Grimsby. They
awful.
If Colchester can pick up those games in hand, and I know we say it's points matter more than games in hand, but Sutton could get out of it. But it'd be, if they do, you've got to hold your hand up and say fair play. I mean, they've won I think 5 on the trot now.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Coming out of the
good luck to them.
Coming out the bottom two for the first time since August is crazy.
And that gives you a big psychological boost as well, doesn't it? You look at the table, forget how many games you've played. They've come out of it, and they're going to be. Did you say you've got them Saturday?
Sutton.
Yeah,
we've got Sutton on Saturday, and
that's going to be. I mean, I can see that being a draw. That's going to be, if you win there, that is a bloody good result. If you can win there, but I can see that being a draw. But that's probably not enough for Sutton. That's the problem they've got. They need to keep winning. So yeah, it's going to be tight down there. But no, I don't think even as bad as we are. Although I can only see us getting one more win this season, and that's probably going to be the last game of the season. And I can't see us winning another game before then.
Just got enough. Just that good start, isn't it? Like a bit like
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're unbeaten the first 9 games.
Yeah.
They say no, we've won 2 in 12 or something stupid like that.
Do you know? I'm just looking at Grimsby's form now. In their last 7 games, they've won 1, and that was at home against Milton Keynes. They've only lost 2 though. They're getting a lot of draws. Sorry, go on.
Chris has put this weekend: Colchester versus Wrexham, Forest Green versus MK Franchise, Grimsby versus Newport, and Sutton versus County. They are the fixtures.
I think Sutton will win.
Get fucked.
I'm just outraged by Johnny's comment, me.
I thought it was Notts County. I do apologise. No, it won't be. They won't win.
Shut up.
I thought it was Notts County.
Yeah, he said that before. Even on a roast dinner, he doesn't have it. How do you not eat like gravy on a Yorkshire pudding?
I remember, right, when this was an ex-girlfriend. No, when I first went to her parents' house for Sunday's dinner, they didn't have any gravy, and I walked out.
Honestly, if that happened to me, I'd walk out.
Yeah,
my auntie Fran doesn't eat gravy.
Poor Auntie Fran.
Gravy
do
is
you know
life.
what? This is a true story the other week. We were struggling to get Daisy to eat, and Sam was like, "Shall I give her some gravy?" And I was like, "Yeah." So we got some gravy in a pot to give her. Dipped a spoon in the gravy, and she literally picked up the pot of gravy and just started eating the gravy.
That is literally me.
She's a mother's daughter.
Honestly. Oh my God, Johnny, man, come on. Come on.
Don't eat Yorkshire puddings.
Oh, Yorkshire puddings and gravy, mate. Come on.
Do you know what? My granddad used to eat Yorkshire puddings with jam and ice cream.
Oh.
You say that's weird, but it's pancake mix, essentially.
This as well. This is
mushy peas should get banned.
No,
I don't like mushy peas.
Oh, I love peas.
They're
apparently,
disgusting.
my mum actually said when I was a little girl, I used to go around the family's plates pinching peas off everyone's plates. I'm a pea pincher. literally. I still love peas now. Whether they're mushy, whether they're garden peas, I love them.
I doubt if any of you would probably seen them. Is I can remember our mum used to buy marrow fat peas.
I love marrow fat peas.
They come in a little net, and you had to soak them before you cook them.
Oh my God! The only peas I like, I'm a pea snob. It has to be, and yeah, I can tell the difference. Bird's eye frozen peas. That's it. And you think I can't tell a difference? My stepdad, when like Roy Keane kick you out the ground crazy at me because he once bought Morrison's own peas, and I said, "What are these? These aren't bird's eye." I didn't see him. I just got served on my plate.
Oh, I love peas.
Pea snob. Yes, Mr. Luke.
I'm a pea whore. Any peas, bring them here. I love
I'm not going to comment on that because there's lots of things that flash through your mind then, Char.
It's called, Alan, it's called a chip balm.
It's called a chip muffin.
Chip balm.
Chip butty.
Balm.
Butty.
Oh, we're skipping this
Roll.
one actually, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do this one.
No, look. Oxford City won with a clean sheet.
We can
With
beat
a clean
Leeds.
sheet.
All you've got to do to get a win in Oxford is get relegated first.
That happened with us
Pressure
last
off.
season. That happened with Dale last season, yeah.
Yeah, pressure's off. Actually, it was the goal they scored was really good because it started from the keeper with a long throw out to the halfway line. Then it has played forward, knocked in a really good finish. So, yeah, and that's put Wealdstone. I think they're right on the edge of the relegation zone now. So, yeah, that's a really good win. And I think obviously the results have been really bad, but the efforts the players have been putting in, yeah, I was so pleased when they won that. They deserved to get a win. You know, whether it was because the relegation was confirmed in the pressure off, I don't think that made a difference, to be honest. But yeah, really good for a bit of morale, and it's a home win as well, which is a bit of a reward for the fans that go in, you know, week in, week out. So yeah, a real good Friday for Oxford City.
I love that, bless them. I really want him to come back up again next season. I really do. This is why
York, isn't it? Like York down the bottom beating Chesterfield, and York were like on the verge of relegation, weren't they? But they've got that 3 points.
Well, yeah, Chesterfield have been on the beach for weeks, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
They've only won one in the last 5.
Yeah.
Consider how they were going previously. I mean, I think they've been still celebrating.
County promotion next Tuesday in the chat. Mr. Luke's thoughts. Gateshead 1, Rochdale 0. I actually agree with him, to be fair. I said at the start of the show, we just didn't show up. It was just one of them days where we were just really bad, to be honest. It weren't the greatest game either, but Mr. Luke put tough game against Rochdale and a very tough team to break down. Rochdale are, but a great performance, but it was good enough to see the game out. Cannot say anything more about that, really. Completely agree. I thought a standout player, I don't know if you agree, Mr. Luke, for us was Kyron Gordon, our number 2. I thought he played very, very well in defence. He's also thought Rochdale were quite poor in that game. Didn't really test us that much, but yeah, again, all the best
kick
of the
them
rest
while
of the
they're
season.
down.
Do you know what? I can't actually disagree with him there because we were really poor. It weren't the best game, to be honest, but they did. I've always said Gateshead are a really good team and they play some really good football. But yeah, we didn't really create much. We just weren't that good. So I can't really, like I could bite back. I can't. I really can't. He's just got it bang on, to be fair. Even Cian Hayes didn't have a good game. That's saying something. If anyone's going to have a good game.
Though. At least it's all right.
That is true. That is true. In the chat, we have Paul as well. So Hartlepool 1, Halifax 0. He has put, nice to see green. Hartlepool, Halifax, 2 teams desperate for points, and obvious Hartlepool need a performance after a midweek drubbing. I didn't really rate the game. Wasn't a lot of chances in the game at all. A penalty was given with a mistake from Halifax keeper. Back to the fullback. We got the ball back and a foul in the corner of the 28-yard box. Manny D, former Halifax player, converted.
Can I just quickly ask Paul while he's in how was Kevin Phillips doing? It's obviously massive hero of mine. So
what's a 28-yard box?
28-yard box.
That's a bloody big box, isn't it?
A big box.
No wonder they got penalties.
I know. He put as well, first time in 17 years since Hartlepool players scored 20 goals in the season. Anxiety went through the roof, bless him. Sam as well said Eastleigh badly needed that win, which she did. Where are they? Can't find them. Woking 0, Eastleigh 1.
Yeah, they were getting dragged into the bottom. They were.
Mr. Luke agreed as well. Kyron Gordon was the best player on the pitch for years. Yeah, I completely agree. Boreham Wood 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 4. And isn't it Boreham Wood who are parting ways with their manager?
Yeah, he's finishing at the end of the season.
And who's he been linked to?
Swindon.
Again.
He always gets linked to us because he played about 20 games for us, I think. So
I'd like to see someone giving him a shot, actually, because he's done such a fantastic job for Boreham Wood. They don't play the best kind of football, but they just always seem to have a way, and I think he deserves to have a chance at a bigger club, like maybe
the worst thing he could do is come to us.
Yeah,
him,
well,
not for
anyone
us,
at the moment, though, Nick, in the nicest way possible, because
100%.
It's Clem, isn't it? It's Clem.
If anybody comes to us, you'd be worried on why they are coming, because there's just nothing for them to come to.
You never know; you might have a clean season without Clem.
Well, that's what everybody wants, is for him to sell up, but I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately.
It's a good win for Altrincham as well. They're picking up some really good results at the moment.
They're doing really well. They won against Oldham as well midweek, which we'll get onto. Con Clark, he is some player. I think I've mentioned it most times when I've spoke about Altrincham. And Alex Newby, ex-Dale, who was now signed actually from Colchester on a permanent. He's been doing really well for them as well. He's kind of been assisting while Con Clark's been scoring. But I know in January, I think it was, a couple of Football League teams were interested in Con Clark. Gillingham, I know,
we were
one
apparently.
Of them. Oh, were you as well?
A lot of our fans wanted him as well.
He's a very, very good player. I highly rate him. I really do. Another one, Maidenhead 4. Aldershot 0. I think that's a fantastic result. And last week, I think I mentioned when I were on, despite us beating Maidenhead, we beat them 1-0. Obviously, Devante Rodney scored. They played very well. And for a team who are part-time, I think is absolutely fantastic. And especially against Aldershot, because Aldershot have been playing some really good stuff this season. So I think Maidenhead and that result is huge for them. We mentioned Oxford City as well, which is really good. Solihull Moors 2, Barnet 2. Obviously, both teams are at the top, aren't they? So a good point for each of them. And then, as we mentioned before, York City 2, Chesterfield 1. And we will go into, Paul, send me your thoughts on the game as well. We will go on to this. Aldershot 1, Dorking 1. What are we thinking about Dorking? Are we thinking they're going down?
Yeah, down.
Yeah.
Do you know what's mad, though? Chesterfield just scraped onto that win, didn't they, to get promoted, because they've been getting rubbish results.
Yeah.
3-1 back.
Go on, Phil Brown, come on. Get them safe. He might sing on the pitch again.
Another win for Maidenhead as well, though, Shah. You called out them and being part-time, especially towards the end of the season when players are part-time. That's a belting result for him.
Definitely. I think Eastleigh are really struggling. As Sam said before, that was a really good win for them. Obviously on Good Friday, but they're really getting dragged into it again.
So are Wealdstone, aren't they? Wealdstone have hit like a really bad run of form, and then they've had a lot of games called off as well, haven't they?
Yeah, with the pitch.
Tell you a funny story Mr. Luke told us on the Twitter space.
He's got it here.
Oh, go on.
He's put, I was down there at Fylde and I was walking to the ground and some bloke rolled down his windows and shouted, "The game is off" to me. And at that moment, I thought it was an April Fool's Day joke.
Yeah, he went to the club then and then he got told, didn't he?
He got closer to the ground and walked past more people and they said the same thing. And I was like, excuse my language, but shit. Then the club announced on their Twitter that the game was called off 50 minutes before the game was meant to kick off. I was fuming. It's been rearranged for Thursday. That means I'll be in Fylde on a Thursday night while it's podcast night. 4 games in 1 week for us coming up. Let's just get it over and done.
4 games in a week?
Yeah, because it's their semi-final, isn't it, on Saturday?
Yeah, it is.
Have you seen, they could do without that before a semi-final. Have you seen Cole's fixtures? Someone tweeted him before. they've got like an insane amount of games to catch up.
Can I just mention?
Go
on the AFC file thing as well? I know it's obviously it's what's happened and stuff, and it's disgusting how they went about it and so close to kick-off. But with what happened with some of the players I've seen and being there when obviously Chegbulham had that incident, and I've seen other players have incidents as well, it might not have been the worst thing for player safety. You know, at that ground, it being called off in those conditions, because we've seen it a couple of times at AFC filed now where all it takes is one player to slip and...
Oh, that's
really seriously. I know.
Shocking.
I know. So as much as it is frustrating as well, Mr. Luke, at least something like that didn't happen. I'm not going to say it was going to happen, but in those conditions, because it were raining when we played them, and obviously it might have been a good thing in one respect. So Paul has mentioned obviously his thoughts on Rochdale 1, Hartlepool 1. All I'm going to say is Devante Rodney, baby. Sorry. I'm just so chuffed for Devante Rodney. But Paul has put, I didn't understand the tactics of my team. It was so negative. It was. Back forward. We were going nowhere at all. The red card, first instant, bad challenge, immediately thought red.
Where a red card?
Until look back at replay and perfect hard tackle. Thought our best player was the young lad Stevenson, and our goal came from nothing. Gray outstanding under Phillips, and then the negativity.
Yeah. I think that's right. It's never a red card, by the way.
Never a red card.
Never a red card.
We've actually appealed it, but we've heard nothing as of yet. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it does get rescinded, because we have Oldham away on Saturday. It is Derby Day. We need Cairo Mitchell.
The thing is about those ones that some of them you never see them, many of them get overturned because it's not a clear and obvious error.
Yes.
Whereas sometimes you see some of them, it's a yellow, it's a red, this, that, and the other. But they could probably think, well, is it out? I think it's going to be reckless, out of control, and dangerous or something or other. And if it ticks one of them boxes, they don't really overturn. I mean, it should be overturned because it's never a red card. But hopefully it is. But it's just so good that obviously Devante Rodney did. It hasn't really cost you 3 points, has it? Because he's got a goal right at the back end of the game. To be fair,
what a strange outcome from that goal. That was really poor. When the player as well, the Hartlepool player, I can't remember who it was. Paul, you might be able to obviously say his name, but when he went up obviously on the attack and to waste more time, but then he tried being clever and backheeled it. And then obviously one of our players got the ball, passed it to Ryan East, and then Ryan East, I've shown you the goal, haven't I, in the group chat? The ball through to Devante Rodney. I mean, what a peach. And then the keeper, Hartlepool's keeper obviously came out, and then Devante Rodney, he just came, slotted it in, because I'm so happy for him.
I saw a tweet as well saying that his little girl was the mascot. So it was
his wife. His wife put it on, and she was a mascot as well. And I say it every single week, but I'm so happy for Devante Rodney, because from his point of view, this has probably been one of his worst seasons, and not like playing, because when he's played, he's been brilliant, and it's obviously showing now. But at the start of the season, obviously it was diagnosed with, I think it was a heart condition, and he's been in and out of playing, and we've obviously got to kind of monitor that now. And then it came back for a few games, ended up with a really bad injury, was out for a few months there, and now it's really kicking on, and that's helping Cairo Mitchell as well. Obviously not on Monday because he got sent off, but I feel like with Cairo Mitchell, we got him to play as a forward too with Devante Rodney, and Cairo Mitchell's obviously scoring goals, Devante Rodney scoring goals, and I'm just really chuffed, because it's never nice, obviously, to see someone who loves playing football suffer and they can't really do anything about it because it's obviously due to health. So, yeah, it's really nice to see him doing so well now. And I'm hoping he can score against Oldham too. Because that's who we have at weekend and I can't wait to go to that. So.
I do want you to win.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Do you know what? To be fair,
can I ask a question, Shah?
Yeah.
Why weren't Rochdale playing in their away tops at home?
I know. It's because apparently both of Hartlepool's kits clashed with ours. So the referee said that obviously we couldn't, one of us couldn't play in the blue, and obviously because we had the yellow one.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I love that top. So
did you see as well, though? Then Hartlepool's goalkeeper wore yellow. So it's like full clashed. Oh, funny. Ex-Hartlepool as well, Devante Rodney.
And Stockport.
There was a couple of people who actually said, guaranteed either Ian Henderson or Devante Rodney scores. Just going back to the chat as well, Mr. Lucas put that they have Macclesfield, Aldershot, Fylde and Maidenhead all in a week.
Jesus.
They've got Macclesfield in the FA Trophy semi-final. Cannot wait for this fixture. Going to be an absolute cracking game overall, hopefully. And he's also put, could be the first side since Grays Athletic back in 2005, 2006 to have back-to-back FA Trophy finals, if we can win, of course. I've already read them ones out. Mr. Luke, yeah, Oldham have lost the playoffs, in my opinion, possibly. I'm not saying anything because if I go on this mad like rant or whatever about Oldham and say how bad they are, guaranteed they will beat us on Saturday. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut. And a few Oldham fans have actually been tweeting me saying, "Oh, do you think you'll win? We're not really playing that well." And I've said to each and every one of them, I am saying nothing. I will speak after the game. I'm not one of them fans who's gloating or anything. I will do my speaking after the game, whether it's happy or sad. But they are quite poor at the minute, Oldham. I know there's a lot of people obviously getting tired with Mickey Mellon, and they've signed a lot of quality players, Oldham as well. And some of their fans have obviously been booing the performances as the players have been coming off the pitch. So yeah, it's not very good at Oldham at the minute. I think they're their own worst enemies. Jeppo has put, can Southend still get playoffs, do we all reckon? No. Let's go to the table.
No, sorry. It's got no.
They've only got 3 games left.
Yeah. One of them's against us as well.
It's literally nigh on impossible.
Everyone else would have to lose the remaining games because if you hadn't have obviously got those deductions, then you would be. So that's, it's amazing for Southend to be where they are based on that. Obviously, the future's high as well because they've got the takeover. So I'd say no, but I'd say it's been a good season despite what's happened. Yeah. So use it as a momentum to go on and do better next season.
Well, the thing is as well with Southend, and they've actually been talking to some of our fans as well, because I think a few people on Twitter have actually said that they're getting tired at the minute because nothing has come of this takeover. Obviously, a few months after when we thought they were being taken over, nothing's come of it. It's all just gone completely quiet. There's been nothing said about the matter. So I think there's actually some fans who want to kind of do something, game of the season. And we're actually the last game of the season. And I think they've been talking to some of our fans to see if they can maybe help in any way. But yeah, because it's just completely gone silent.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not good at all. I'm hoping things are still going to go through, but I think they're just getting annoyed with the current owner at the minute because it seems so secretive.
I think it can happen as well, though, because Mark started with us. It took Mark start over a year for that sales to go through, and we weren't in any kind of trouble.
Sorry, Claire.
I was just going to say, I'm typed really loud.
Yeah, we are coming to the end now. National League table. So Chesterfield are top. They have won it. That's why they are in a bright yellow. Barnet are second on 78 points. Bromley third on 74 points. In the playoffs, we have... they're all in playoffs anyway, but the other playoffs, because it's so confusing, we have Altrincham in fourth on 70 points, Solihull Moors on 70 points in fifth, Gateshead are sixth, and they have some games in hand with 69 points, Aldershot are seventh, they have 65 points, Kidderminster are 21st on 46 points. Boreham Wood are 22nd on 44 points. They play us on Tuesday, so guaranteed they will beat us because everyone at the bottom always beats us. Dorking are 23rd on 43 points. We've still got to play them too. And Oxford, bless them, they have already been relegated and they are bottom of the National League table with 32 points. And that is a football. We are done. We are done. Just quickly going to the chat as well. Jeppo's put, what if Aldershot and Halifax lose the rest of their games and we win the rest of ours? It's not impossible at the end of the day.
It's not going to happen, though.
It isn't impossible. Who knows?
Too many ifs and buts there, isn't there?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Then again, Rotherham might not get relegated if you win all 6 games and you score 40 goals, is it? So,
Yeah.
Who knows?
You never know.
I
think next season, fair enough. Next season, I think they'll be all right. We team to look out for, won't they?
Chris has put Willstone have to play 6th, 9th, 11th, 13th, 16th, and 20th of April. They do. They do. Paul has put a bit of a random thing which happened at Hartlepool today. Chairman taking a step back and putting a board together, and Ronnie Moore has become Hartlepool chief scout. I saw that. Are you happy with that, Paul? What is your thoughts on that? Mr. Luke has put, great show, everyone. All the best for everyone on Saturday and Tuesday, if you are playing, of course. Good luck for you as well.
Unfortunately, we're playing Leeds. That's going to be fucking fun.
You never know.
Win.
And it's on Sky.
So that is the end of the football chat. But as always, we will have a run through of all our socials. So, Ant, where can everybody find you?
If you want to, I'm at Ant_Waterson on Twitter. Also at HowiePod, which is there. It was there.
Sorry. There we go.
There. I'm just copying off Becca from last week, bless her. So we're there. Obviously, that's a lot happier of a Twitter account at the moment because Sunderland are doing so well. Also, if any Sunderland fans who are still in the chat are going to the game on Saturday, our International Fans Weekends this weekend. So on Friday night, we'll be down at the Sunderland Fans Museum and I'll be doing a podcast with the Roker Report lads. So if anyone wants to come down and say hello, hi. Everywhere else, everywhere else, just Twittering that, If you want to see me being proper miserable on my own Twitter account, then just do it. We'll see what happens. Hopefully beat Bristol City on Saturday and then see what happens again. We're going to get absolutely fucking hammered off Leeds, so we'll see what happens.
We'll come to someone else who's also feeling very miserable about football. Nick, where can everybody find you?
Yeah, they can find me Oakus Road on Twitter. Have a look. Say I don't post a great deal because I'd only post some miserable stuff at the moment, so I wouldn't inflict that on other people. So yeah, have a look if you like, and if you want to say hello, drop me a tweet.
Tweets the tweet.
tweet.
Do you know what? I went to tag you in something before. Do you know it's not actually Oakus Road? It's Road Oakus.
Road Oakus. Yeah, but if you put Oakus Road, it'll still find it, won't it? Yeah, I think somebody else had already taken Oakus Road, so it's obviously a popular place.
Claire, where can everybody find you if you want some more Claire in the life?
Claire_Jess, but I do come with a warning.
Yeah.
Oh, Hatters_Hangout on a Tuesday night as well. We are planning to do usually on a Tuesday match day. We don't bother, but for obvious reasons, there are plans to potentially do one at 10 o'clock next Tuesday night. So we'll see. We'll see. Usually 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, though.
Love it. If anybody wants to follow me as well, I am SharXRAFC, and that is on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. My Her Game 2 stuff is Rochdale HGT. And I just want to thank a lot of you as well, because recently, I know on social media, especially being a female football fan, it can be quite hard because you get a lot of stick, but I've had so many lovely comments when it's come to this podcast, especially after the Premier League show as well on Monday. I've had some really, really nice comments. So I just want to thank each and every person, because it does really mean a lot, because it is hard work sometimes.
You deserve a football fan. All.
Oh, thank you. And especially being a female football fan. So each and every one really did make me smile. And also, I just wanted to say, when you do come off the show and you're sending us your kind words about great show, everybody, it's been really good, we appreciate it, but please thank yourselves as well, because without the people in the chat, it wouldn't be anything. So as much as we really appreciate that you're saying thank you to us for the content, you're just as much part of it as well. So I just wanted to come on here and say that. And I say time and time again, with this kind of podcast and with the podcast that we're all associated with, all the Twitter spaces, we don't care about how many followers we get. At the end of the day, if we can make somebody smile, if we can make somebody's day, we will. We don't care about the clickbait and things like that. We just want you to feel comfortable, have your say, have the community, have the safe space. So thank you for being part of it, because you thank us every single time after every single show. So I wanted to thank all of you in the chat. Just wanted to say that. Aled as well. This is actually a spoiler. I actually said to Sam and to Josh yesterday, especially with the Euros coming up and content next season as well, I'd love to do Twitter spaces, but on the actual podcast account. So fingers crossed that will be happening. If not on the podcast account, it will be on my account. So it will be happening. And we will be doing National League North and South as well. I've decided that. Josh said it'd be okay, so I've decided that. I'll announce it now. But of course, the most important socials. So the Absolute Football Podcast. Unfortunately, I haven't got the new slides. So Kieran, Rosie and Dan are missing off this one, but I will get that as soon as. But yeah, the Absolute Football Podcast. On Twitter, we have Absolute Ball Pod. On YouTube and on Twitch, we are Absolute Football Podcast. On TikTok, we are Absolute Football Pod. On Instagram and Threads, we are Absolute Football Podcast _. On Facebook, we have an Absolute Football Podcast. On Mondays is our Premier League and European show. On Wednesdays, it is our WSL and Women's Championship show. And please, please, please go and support that. We do have a really fantastic team on there. And they're smashing it every week, aren't they, Anne? And you're part of that as well.
What a podcast that has been.
Smashing it.
Unbelievable. And obviously, Freya doing a cracking job hosting. And everyone who's on there is so knowledgeable as well. It's really, really good podcast, to be fair. I'm so glad. I'm just looking at them pictures as well. Look how happy me and Nick were at the start of the season. They should get a couple of us now, basically just going, no sideshow Bob off The Simpsons when he gets that rainbow over again. Literally, that'd be me.
We haven't. That's just remind. We haven't done our poses for ages.
Well, we'll end the podcast on a pose. And Thursdays, obviously, is our absolutely lower league where anything can happen, as we show you each week. But yeah, I'm hoping to be happy next week as well, because we do have Derby Day. We're hoping for some wins for all of our team. But yeah, they're all at 8:30. So please, if you haven't subscribed to all of them, please do. And yeah, that is it, guys. That is the end of a football chat. Thank you so much for everybody for supporting as always. Hope all your teams win, apart from the teams we are obviously playing, of course. And yeah, should we end it with a pose? Have a lovely weekend, guys.